welcome to our Sunday exploration into self-discovery. While we're waiting for people to come in, I'm going to play some music from the Canyons of Light. The piece of music is called Zuni, after the Zuni Indians in New Mexico. I chose this music today because it's been kind of a gnarly week, I think. It's been kind of a gnarly year. Oh, shoot, it's been a gnarly incarnation. So what let's do is let's just take all of the energy of the week that's kind of been building up. And with this music, just let it go. Let that energy that's been inside of all of us all week long, just let this music just wash it away. It's kind of a happy little song. And just focus on your heart and just focus on letting everything go. Take a breath. Relax. Hmm. My teacher said that for around the last 20, 30,000 years, the operating system for humankind has been control, domination, manipulation, and fear. I've talked about this quite often because it's so prevalent. It's prevalent in everything you see. You see this operating system working in politics. You see it working in the office and in the job space where you're working. It's working in your religions. It's working in your personal relationships. Society itself operates on manipulation, domination, control, and fear. The interesting thing about that is in enlightenment, there is no fear. What's there to be afraid of? It's all God. What you focus on forms your view of reality, which is your life. If you focus on dominating and controlling and manipulating others through fear, or allowing yourself to be done with that, then you have been a participant in that reality. And it's not a very happy place. It's a very unhappy place. I spoke a few months ago about the dawning of the age of Aquarius, which I am not backing down on. I believe that the future is very bright. It's going to take some work. It's going to take people working together that haven't worked together before. It's going to take some empathy and some selfless service, selfless giving, compassion. That's the new operating system for the Aquarian age. The fear, the control, the domination, and the manipulation are part of the Piscean age, which is slowly, ever so slowly, moving away from this earth. I do believe that. I do. We need to watch what we focus on. If you're listening to the news, which we do, we would like to know and keep abreast of the times, but you must realize that the news organizations are a for-profit endeavor. They will give you the news that helps them sell their product. And that means that the one thing that they know does sell is fear. Fear and division. Fear of the others. Fear of what other people are doing. And the reason they use fear is because it's effective. When they can scare you, they can control you. And out of that control, if there's enough fear, they'll dominate you. And they'll certainly manipulate you with the fear. Fear is the biggest enemy to enlightenment and to the advancement of the human race. I'm not suggesting that we should be foolish and go out and prove our bravery, other than we should just go out and be nice. Things happen. There are terrible things that happen around, but mostly good things happen. It just doesn't grab our attention. You see, I believe that it's in our DNA that fear has its little hook, going all the way back to Neanderthal or whatever those other earlier renditions of human race is. Everything was based on fear. If a man would let out a word or a yell that would mean that there was a bear or a tiger coming into the camp, it galvanized everyone. Everyone was galvanized with that fear. Throughout the ages, unscrupulous rulers have manipulated, controlled, and dominated everyone through fear. After 9/11, I watched how our whole country was manipulated through fear. Every time there would come a scandal or something that would come up that would cast a bad light upon the people in charge, suddenly we'd have a yellow alert. The terrorists are coming. And it would take all the attention away from whatever they had done. Same thing's happening today. Instead of seeing the real problems of the earth, ways to have solutions and everything, we're too busy paying attention to people who are screaming the loudest and the most insanely. Fear is not your friend. Fear takes you down a very bad path, karmically. There is a better way. And that way has to do with compassion and empathy and love and selfless giving and selfless service, of seeking the higher path, the path of higher intentions, and ignoring or not participating in those paths of lower intentions. Remember, what you focus on becomes your reality. Watch what you focus on. I don't quote the Bible too much, but every once in a while I'll run across something that just really strikes home. And today I'm going to quote out of Philippians 4, the 4th chapter, the 8th verse, where Paul wrote, "Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, think on these things." Pretty much says it for me. We're here just for a little while, just a few short decades. Our interaction with each other is very, very small. You may know someone for years, but actually if you bookend every moment that you've had with them, it usually only adds up to a month or two. We're just passing through. But what you're doing is very important in this life. What you focus on and how you react to others, how you are dealing with this world, will set you free or bind you up. I see humanity going and coming up to a crossroads, not a crossroads, but a divide in the road. And I see that there is 35, maybe 40% of humanity, maybe more. I'm trying to keep it low. Taking and choosing to take the path of lower intention, using fear, control, domination, manipulation to increase their power so they can have more control, so that they can create more fear. And it just goes on. And I see that the people that are doing that and the people that are joining in with that are creating a view of reality that's going to take them down a very dark way. It's always done that. And I see more than half of the people saying, let's work together. Let's do what we can to save this little planet. Realizing that refugees aren't just refugees, they're human beings. They are people, they have value, they are souls, they are part of you. People that are different than you, that think differently, that have different values, are still part of you. And if you focus on the highest and best, if you focus on the things that you can agree upon, Find one little thing you can agree on, and that's just all you need. Just be nice. Don't come from fear. Don't let somebody tell you, if you don't do this, you're going to burn, or you're going to spend 10,000 lifetimes cleaning out latrines. No. Again, avoid anything that comes from control, domination, manipulation, powered by fear. We've always said God is love. Are you separate from God? If God is everywhere? Is there another power out there that can come against you? If there's only one power, and that is the power of the divine that's created everything. We are the ones that divide it up. We are the ones that take that perfect, sublime energy and bring it down, and we pervert that energy through our biases and our prejudices and our ignorance. Our ignorance in which we separate ourselves from others, where there are good people and bad people, and we need to kill the bad people. You know, we need to murder the murderers. Ridiculous. Yeah. And we're fed a constant stream of violence on the television and in the movies, mostly fictional violence, where, you know, they create a bunch of really evil, nasty, usually very dirty and stinky guys. And then you have this one person come along who's a sociopathic killer who just kills them all because they all need to die. And everybody's clapping. Really? Really? That's your hero? A sociopathic killer? Clint Eastwood made millions of dollars playing a character like that. 2 or 3 different characters. He wasn't the only one. What are you looking at? What are you applauding in life? We need to watch what we look at and what we touch. And if we're looking at things through the eyes of fear and anger and separation, then you're not going the path of higher intention. Work on yourself. Don't worry about the other people. You can't control them anyway. I know. Can't control you guys. I gave up on that years ago. Thank goodness. But we can inspire each other. My students inspire me all the time. I'm always humbled by what they do at times. Don't come from ignorance. Ignorance is the idea of sin. In the old days, an archer would send the arrow boy out to the target to gather up the arrows. And as he would gather up the arrows, he would yell back, "You send to the left, or you send high, or you send to the right 2 spaces." And that would let the archer know how to adjust his aim. So when he would hit the mark, the arrow boy would say, "You've hit the mark." We are born into a world of sin. We're born into a world where everyone here, pretty much everyone, takes that divine energy and misses the mark. They fall into fear. They fall into all of these things I've talked about. And it creates hell worlds for themselves and for others. But you, my friend, didn't come here to do that. You came here to be different. Seek to know the truth. It will set you free. Don't fall for fear. Don't let others manipulate or dominate or control you. As we let go of what other people think and our desire to make them approve or maybe honor us, as we let go of those things, we are free to look at things differently and freely. Living the path of higher intention doesn't necessarily mean that your life is going to be really better than anyone else's on the outside. You may still get sick. You may still experience times of poverty. But one thing will be true, and that is you will react differently. You won't come from desperation or anxiety. You have a sure knowledge of your true nature, which is spiritual, which is eternal. Put your treasures upon heavenly things, upon acts that will create merit in your life. Good things to do, nice attitudes, being friendly. What a concept. Actually looking at other people, total strangers, and looking at them and saying, hi, how are you doing today? I do it all the time, by the way. When I take my little dog for a walk, I'm always saying hi, waving to people driving by. Why not? So I want to read that again. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, think on these things. I will be holding some meditations in San Francisco on Friday and Saturday on the weekend of August the 8th. So if you are in our mailing list, which you most likely are, you should get notices on that. I look forward to sitting with you at every opportunity. I'm also making myself available to travel anywhere and do a weekend. Only thing I ask is that you pay for my way there and pay for my stay. I won't charge any money. I'm putting my treasures up in heaven, in the spirit. So I think what I'd like to do is meditate to one more song. And let's go out on a good high note together. Namaste.